this is Brian.
And I'm Logan. This is Tops. Sup? This is Bottoms. Sup? This is Tribbles. Sup? Avocados. Oh, we're in the forest today, friends.
For my day.
Frolicking.
This is my day.
Frolic.
Wow, wow, wow.
And workers' cards! Hi, team! Happy Friday, my furry frolicking friends! Ah, yes. We haven't done a MELFFY deck profile in a hot minute, and we're in a new format now, so we figured now was the time to show you guys the MELFFY spice we've been cooking up in the forest.
Everyone seems to think that the Tri-Brigade deck is dead, and we just wanted to showcase in this brand new format that MELFFY is another way to play the Tri-Brigade strategy. You got the zoo version, you got the regular now, like Rescue Cat Pure version, and then you also have the MELFFY version, which we actually kind of like more than Pure because you still get to play the Rescue Cat engine while also playing additional cards that allow you to further your win conditions even more.
We get asked to update this deck profile a lot, and now that we're in a new format, we figured now was the perfect time to show you guys the build that we have been testing and working on for a long time, and all of our remote duel locals, Brian has been playing this deck pretty recently, and it's actually low-key pretty darn good. Also, shout out to MELFFY Rabby. I know you're in the comments somewhere, Rabby.
So all that being said, before we get into this video, if you guys are not already a subscriber, feel free to go down, hit that subscribe button, throw this video a like,
and comment your favorite forest creature. There's lots of furry friends out there, pick one. We also have an Instagram, it's at CrushCardsYGO. Feel free to come give us a follow if you want to interact with us a little bit more and see some behind the scenes stuff since we are in New York City this weekend. We also have a super wholesome Discord community. It's absolutely bopping. We are in there all the time. We do remote duel locals except this weekend because we're not home. And it's a great place to make new friends. And then last but not least, if you want to further support the channel, all of our shenanigans, we have a Patreon. It's a brand new month. You can get in, see the bloopers, and get in on all of next month's rewards. They're pretty darn great. I highly recommend checking them out. But if not, that's okay. We're just happy you're here. And now with all that being said, my fuzzy wuzzy lumpkins, let's get into this adorable deck profile. Woo.
So starting off for our MELFFY lineup, we are still on triple copies of our MELFFY puppy. This is probably the best MELFFY monster or the MELFFY name. We are on double copies of our MELFFY caddy, and then we are trying out one copy of MELFFY pony.
Pony, that's a weird one.
So for anyone who doesn't know, all of the MELFFY monsters are level 2 beasts, and they all meet the same exact trigger, where if your opponent normals or special summons a monster except during the damage step, or if your opponent targets any of these cards for an attack, they all meet their trigger and then they bounce back to their hand, and then the effects are different. So MELFFY Puppy's effect is once it bounces back to the hand, you can special summon any level 2 or lower beast monster from your deck. MELFFY Caddy is you can search any beast monster at all of any level from your deck to your hand, and then MELFFY Pony has the ability where you can add one level 2 or lower beast monster from your graveyard back to your hand. So it kind of gives you some hand recursion, and we will demonstrate that in a little bit as to why this card is actually kind of important.
I think this is probably the most adorable archetype that Yu-Gi-Oh's ever come out with. I want a puppy. But we can't have a puppy.
Yeah, not where we are.
But send one to the P.O. box.
Yeah, that would be
Feel
awesome.
free.
We love puppy P.O. boxes.
But don't.
And then obviously probably one of the best starter cards in the deck, if not in the game right now, is triple copies of good old Rescue Cat.
That one's Europrint. I can tell just looking at it.
Rescue Cat has the effect where you can send this card from the field to the graveyard and then special summon 2 level 3 or lower beast type monsters from your deck. Their effects are negated and they are destroyed during the end phase. This is just good because it becomes a +1. You get to special summon 2 level 2 or lower beasts. I mean, you can summon level 3, but we're not playing any level 3, so this just gets you access directly to any of your extra deck MELFFY monsters, or if you're just trying to get to a Link 2, because we are playing Farajit, it's super easy access as well. It's good to know that this actually does send itself from the field to the graveyard as cost, so you can't actually like imperm or Veiler this once it leaves the field. You have to do it on the summon.
That's pretty neat.
Moving on.
Meow.
For our Tri-Brigade lineup, we are on double copies of our Kit, double copies of our Karass, triple copies of Nerval, and then triple copies of our Tri-Brigade Fractal.
Look at that, beautiful. Just as God in the universe intended.
There we go. Our Tri-Brigade Kit and Karass are both level 2 beasts, so you can actually grab them off of your cat, which is really, really good. This is a really great engine because obviously all of your MELFFY monsters and your Rescue Cat are beasts. This entire archetype functions around Beast, Beast Warriors, and Winged Beasts. So there's a ton of synergy here, and every time the kit goes to the graveyard, you continually get to further your plays even more. And then a tech card that we actually decided to put back in the deck is our double copies of the fabled Cerberus. I always want to say Cerberus, like Nightmare Cerberus, but it's not.
Well, I mean, that's what they're modeled after.
Yes.
That's why it has 3 heads. So, I mean, just call it what you want. It's a 3-headed puppy.
It is good to note that this is the pre-errated version because we did want to play the secret rares, but the actual errata says if this card is discarded to the graveyard, special summon on it. This version says when, but just so we know, the errata is if. So the cool thing is that our Tri-Brigade Karass says you can discard one other beast, beast warrior, or wing beast type monster, special summon the Karass. So now you can special summon Karass by discarding your Cerebral, and then obviously this will trigger and you can special summon it as well. So once again, kind of functions like a little rescue cat, because you just get to put 2 level 2 monsters on board for free. And then the reason we're playing the pony is because we get to loop these cards and just add them back to our hand, so we continuously never lose resources.
These forest friends are eco-friendly, they recycle.
It is also a tuner, so that's kind of cool. We got a lot of level 2 monsters, and this is a level 2 tuner, so sick.
I think it's pretty wild that Konami actually errated the card from a when to an if, because if is significantly more busted than a when effect, and when effects tend to miss timing, so the fact that it's now an if effect is wild to me.
Yeah, it's really great for this deck.
Thanks, Konami.
And then we are playing double copies of Kalantosa. This is kind of just your typical like Kalantosa ratios for the MELFFY deck. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a beast monster, target 1 card on the field and destroy that target. It is not a once per turn, and most of the ways that you're going to get this card out of the deck is off of a beast monster, or even out of the graveyard is also by a beast monster. So you're always popping cards. It's really good. Like turn 1, you can pop 2 cards if you set up correctly, or you can just continually recur this over and over and over again. So this card is really good disruption. It is a level 2 and it is a beast monster.
And it's a great buffet in the 90s.
And then for our going second package, we are on double copies of Alpha Master of Beast. This card is only played at 2 because we can search it off of our MELFFY Caddy. We are on triple copies of DD Crow, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring.
Forehead, not feet.
And then we are playing the good old Gamma package. This is over 10 cards that allow us to go second, so it's over a quarter of our deck. The DD Crows are also really good because they have a ton of synergy with the MELFFY deck and with the Tri-Brigade engine, because you can just banish them or discard them to special your Karass. The Gamma is extremely strong because we are actually playing Obedient Schooled and we are playing the Rescue Cat. So if they Ash that, you will typically have nothing on field at that point, so you can always Gamma the Ash as well. And then Alpha is just a searchable card that allows us to go second or just put game on board or help us break boards.
I feel like Alpha has just become an honorary MELFFY card. We can just call him MELFFA. Not MELFFA, MELFFA. That didn't land the way I wanted it to. I'm sorry.
That's all right. For any of you who are asking where the third copy is, or if you would play a third copy, feel free to check out Patreon in the description box down below. The third one may or may not be in the side deck. And then for a card that's made itself in and out of the deck a ton of times is triple copies of Obedient School. I actually tested this deck a lot over the weekend and found that I missed this card. I thought it was very cuttable. I honestly thought that like the restriction for this card is just really, really unfortunate for the deck, and it just doesn't really allow you to play because it has that beast lock. However, not having this card, I would argue, was worse than just having it and being locked into beast monster. So I would rather be able to play than not play. But Obedient School is probably one of the best starters next to Rescue Cat, because if you control no monsters, you can special summon 3 level 2 or lower beast monsters with different names from your deck. Their effects are negated and they are destroyed during the end phase, and then for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except for beast monsters. The MELFFY engine still allows you to put a decent number of disruptions on board, so having this and not being able to go into like your full Tri-Brigade play is totally fine. You obviously just base it off of your hand, what you want to set up and how you want to try to interact with your opponent. And then we are playing the Tri-Brigade engine, so we are on double copies of Tri-Brigade Revolt. This card is just absolutely insane, not only for the Tri-Brigade engine, but also for the MELFFY engine, because you can start banishing some of your beast monsters that don't belong in the Tri-Brigade archetype, and then get them back with Revolt to put them in the graveyard so you can bring them back off of other card effects as well. So this card is just an incredible loop while also providing incredible disruption.
Don't forget to Ghost Bell this card. It sucks. I hate it. That's why you play Ghost Bell this format, kids.
And then moving on to the last card in the deck. Always 41 on this channel, and we will always, at least in this format, be playing Imperial Order, because we are not trying to see any Sky Strikers or any Engages or any Widow Anchors or any Shark Cannons or any of that other crap. Get it out of here. You only play 3 spells in this deck, so Imperial Order is just absolutely free, and it just shuts off a lot of decks. It's a really great card. You dig through your deck a lot turn 1 and turn 2, so you have a higher probability of seeing this card mid to late game when you would actually really need it.
Also, fun fact, Brian doesn't know, but I think this is the reverse secret rare. We pulled this out of PSV Unlimited the other day. Look at that.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
the
really
secret
nice.
rare usually goes like that way, but now it's going this way.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I like how it's like only on certain parts of the card. It's not the entire art.
Yeah, honestly, old secrets are pretty sick. I'm
They
not gonna lie.
slap.
This card's beautiful. Wow. Anyway,
extra deck time. This extra deck is super tight. So for the first link, we are playing the 1 copy of Salamangreat Elmirage because it's going to allow us to get our kit or our Nerval into the graveyard to start getting our plays going just in case we don't have any extenders in our hand. We are on the 1 copy of Farajit. It is a beast monster, so good to note for all of our obedient school rulings over here.
Farajit.
The 1 copy of our Tri-Brigade Bearbroom, also a beast monster, so really good. The 1 Ancient Warriors Double Dragon Lord, our 1 Doom Eagle. This card is also insane. It's literally just a walking DD Crow, can double its attack. This card's nuts. And then we are on double copies of our Tri-Brigade Shirag. This card literally just banishes stuff and then searches stuff. This card is nuts.
I really like that card. I don't know why. The more I look at it, as much as I hate it, it's a real good looking
Yeah, I
card.
mean the art. He's like got this like cool little pose.
He's
like,
got a power.
bending
He's got a
down.
power stance, and
Yeah.
I'm really here for
Wings
it.
in the air, spread out. He's got his
Yeah.
nice little like Gatling gun going
Yeah,
on.
you can banish me any day, buddy.
And moving on.
We got our best girl, Apple Woosa. Feel free to send us a Starlight Rare to the Puyo box. Just kidding. Don't do that. It's a very expensive card. But Appaloosa, she's a good card. Really important in this deck.
With the bear.
Bear.
I love the bear. And then
Bear.
obviously our other link 4 is the 1 copy of Access Code Talker.
Access.
Yeah, just literally allows you to put game on board, clear whole fields, and, you know, OTK your opponent.
Bing bang.
And then moving on for our Xyz, this card is super duper clutch. We are playing the number 64 Ronin Raccoon Sendayu. Detachment material, get a token on the field that is a beast monster, and it gains the attack of the highest monster on the field. This card, I mean, like once you have Shirag on field, you can make this, get a token, basically clone Shirag. This is already like 7k. You activate another Tri-Brigade monster, and that's game, like without even going into access code. Sometimes it really works too if you're like locked into beast because you had to do the obedient school play going second. This just allows you to put some really big beefy cards on field as well.
Pretty whack.
We are playing the 1 copy of Joyous MELFFY. I know this is going to sound really weird, but this is the only MELFFY monster we are playing in the extra deck.
No, mommy.
Mommy unfortunately had to be cut. There's just not enough room, and we really just needed to have as much disruption as possible.
Golly, is this a Disney movie? They cut the moms out of everything.
For anyone who doesn't know, Joyous MELFFY is the best MELFFY extra deck monster, which is why we are playing it, because you can detach 1 material from this card, and then all MELFFY monsters, including itself, get to attack directly this turn. It's 2k. It obviously helps you make, you know, one of your crazy win conditions in this deck. And then it also has the quick effect where you can target 1 Beast Xyz monster you control, which is itself, and then return that monster to the extra deck, then special summon level 2 or lower beast monsters from your graveyard up to the number of materials. So realistically, you're gonna like activate Obedient School or Rescue Cat, you're gonna grab out like your MELFFY Puppy and or any other level 2 monsters, overlay into this, and then on your opponent's turn, you're gonna shuffle this back, and then grab the 2 materials because they'll just special summon back. Puppy will then be able to trigger on your opponent's turn, the Caddy will be able to trigger, or if they have a monster on field, you can grab like the Kalantosa that was attached, start popping cards. Like this card's just absolutely free, and it puts itself back so you can recycle it even more so.
This card's whack.
And then a brand new card, shout out to our crazy market moves in the Discord. I found this the other day because I was looking into this card. This card's like 20 bucks, but it is Sky Cavalry Centuria. This card says that it cannot be destroyed by battle while it has Xyz material, and then at the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you can detach 1 material from this card, return that opponent's monster from the field to the hand. Non-targeting removal, can't be destroyed by battle, literally clears almost anything.
Definitely pronounced Centauria because it's a centaur, but
Oh.
it's okay. Centuria is cool too.
Whatever.
Maybe it's cousins with Centuria Beast.
Maybe. Oh, which we're not playing. But you can if you want to. And we are playing the 1 copy of Downward Magician because you can, you know, just overlay on any
Make
of these.
Zeus.
And then, woo! There he is. Good old guy.
Yeehaw, what a big guy. Big Daddy. Sky Thunder. Bzah.
And then for the last card in the extra deck, we are playing the 1 copy of our good old Herald of the Arclight. There it is. You can make this with your Fabled monster and then any other level 2 monster. It's a really good disruption. It's also a very good floodgate. And if you set up the proper board, you can protect this card as well. So really good disruption. You don't have to play this if you want to play Nat Beast instead. You can play Nat Beast and then like any level 3 monster to get off of your Rescue Cat. But I think that the Fabled monster actually just has a little bit more synergy, and this just has a little bit more versatility in the meta as well.
And that's it. Anyway, let's do a test hand and a combo and show y'all what this deck can do.
All right, so here we are. Gonna do a little test hand. Gonna give this a nice little shuffle up. This is a very versatile deck. I think there's a ton of different play routes. It is just kind of personal preference. What you want to do with your opening hand, there's a ton of different things you can do, a ton of different lines you can make. So it really just kind of depends on your matchup, what your hand looks like, and then just what you're willing to commit to and or what you're willing to keep in your hand. So with that being said, we're gonna do a couple one of these, and then we'll see if you know, we can get a good hand. All right, we'll give this to our opponent and see what we can get.
Furry friends, unite.
All right, we'll start off with a Gamma, always very good start. MELFFY Puppy, really good. Ooh, Obedience Schooled Ash, and another MELFFY Puppy. All right.
Also, shout out to this adorable Melffy Rabby Vanilla Field Center that I made. Look at how beautiful it is. Yay, I do all the field centers for the channel. Usually, typically, unless stated otherwise. But, you know, if you're part of the Patreon and stuff, you could get new field centers that are coming out very, very soon. Like, next week soon.
What's really good here is we did open our Gamma and we opened Obedience School, the best starter in the deck. So we are going to activate our Obedience School. We know it's going to resolve because we have Gamma. So if they ash it, it doesn't matter. So Obedience School. So here we're going to special summon our Kit, our Caddy, and our Kalantosa.
I think it's wild that Kit is just a level 2 beast. Who did that?
It's wild. So we do have the ability to normal summon our puppy here, but because we have cut down on our extra deck space, we only have the ability to actually make one interruption from our extra deck. So we're just going to take our Melffy Caddy and our Kalantosa, and then we are going to overlay them here into our Joyous Melffy. And then we can honestly, I know it sounds really crazy here, we can proceed to the end phase where we can special summon our Melffy puppy, and then our Tri-Brigade Kit will activate because it is destroyed off of Obedience School, sending a card from our deck to our graveyard. Here we can send our Nerval, and then the Nerval will trigger, grabbing us a Fractal for next turn.
That's so cool.
And then here we do have our Joyous Melffy on our opponent's turn. So what I would do in this specific spot is I would wait for our opponent to actually do anything, put something on board, then we can activate the Joyous Melffy, targeting itself, putting itself back, which will shuffle both of these cards from the field into the graveyard. Doesn't shuffle, but you know what I'm saying. And then we get to target any level 2 or lower beast monsters and then special summon them back. So you can grab the Kit, but I'm just going to go for the Caddy and the Kalantosa. And then because they were actually special summoned off of Joyous Melffy, which is a beast monster, the Kalantosa will trigger popping that card. And then once it does that, you still have 2 monsters that have interruptions here. Anytime they normal summon or special summon, you can activate the puppy, which bounces back to the hand, and then, so that grabs us our second copy of Kalantosa, which remember is not a hard once per turn, so we can pop an additional card on the field. And then if they are able to summon, or if they just declare an attack on the Melffy Caddy, we can just activate the Caddy effect, bounce it back to hand as well. And then here we can search our Tri-Brigade Karis.
Golly, that's quite the hand advantage you've got there, sir.
It is. And then we also have Ash, which is an additional interruption. So that's 4 interruptions right there while we have 6 cards in hand. So if they leave these on field and, you know, like if they can't attack over them, or if we just popped all their cards and they don't have the ability to get over them, this is just a free rank 2, and then we can draw for our turn. Well, oh God, the good old driver, my friend. There he is. Here we can just activate the Karis in our hand, special summoning it by sending one of our puppies from our hand to our graveyard. Now we can activate the Karis effect, banishing 3, because we do have, you know, some Beast Warrior, Wing Beast type monsters. This will get us access to our Doom Eagle now. We can overlay 2 if they did or did not get rid of these now into our number 64. And then keep in mind, we also haven't normal summoned yet. So we can normal summon our Fractal here. Now we can either activate this depending on what our opponent has, or we can activate the Doom Eagle to shuffle back. The obvious move here is to link our Doom Eagle and our Karis into the graveyard to make our access code. Access code will then target the Doom Eagle, gaining the 3, and then obviously we can just activate our good old buddy here, detaching, getting ourselves a token. This will just gain access codes attack, and then we can activate the Fractal if we really want. We can banish 2 more, grabbing ourselves a double Dragon Lords, and this is beyond game. We will still have a Melffy Puppy and a Melffy Caddy for follow-up on our end phase if anything does manage to happen. And as you can see, this little level 2 beast deck has so much to offer.
But yeah, we've always really enjoyed the Melffy deck. It's one of those left field rogue decks that, if built and piloted correctly, can actually do really well. And I do believe that Melffy has actually done pretty well at the last couple extravaganzas. It's not a deck to doubt or to sleep on. So if you're looking for a fun deck to play this meta that's actually low-key kind of good thanks to Tri-Brigade, I highly recommend picking up Melffy. It's a super versatile engine that has no problems putting up good boards and interruptions. But we hope you guys enjoyed this deck. Make sure you let us know in the comments. We are in New York City today through Monday for the Gamer's Choice Grand Opening. 2 days of tournaments. We will be filming Let's Top Locals Episode 5, which will be going up on Wednesday. If you're at the event, make sure you come say hi. If not, that's alright. You can live vicariously through Let's Top Locals Episode 5 once it goes up, and we will be on socials all weekend, so make sure you hit us up and say hi. But that's all we got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. We love you. You matter. And we will see you guys in the next video, whenever that is, after we're home from New York. Bye! Bye, friends. Bye! Bye! I'm in New York, baby. In New York. I'm thinking about Becca's